40 years before Columbus sailed west, a pope in Rome signed a letter. It gave one king the legal right to enslave human beings forever. This is that document. These are the facts.
The year was 1452.
Pope Nicholas V held the pen.
The Church of Rome made it law. Bondage authorized by a holy man.
Dum Diversas.
That is the name.
June 18th, 1452, the date.
The King of Portugal
received the grant, permission to seize, to conquer, to enslave. 40 years before Columbus, the Pope had already signed the page. Pope Nicholas V led the Catholic Church. On June 18, 1452, he issued Dum Diversas. He addressed it to King Afonso V of Portugal. The letter granted the king full power. Power to attack, to search out, to capture, to subdue. The name targets were Saracens, pagans, and other unbelievers. The text granted the right to reduce these persons to perpetual slavery. Perpetual means forever with no end. It also granted the right to seize their lands, their kingdoms, their property, and their goods. This was not a private opinion. It was a papal bull, an official document of the Roman Church. Columbus did not reach the Americas until 1492. The arithmetic is plain. The letter came 40 years earlier.
The year was 1452. Pope Nicholas V held the pen. The Church of Rome made it law. Bondage authorized by a holy man.
Dum Diversas.
That is the name.
June 18th,
1452, the day. The King of Portugal
received the grant,
permission to seize, to conquer, to enslave.
40 years before Columbus, the Pope had already signed the page. 3 years later, the policy expanded. On January 8, 1455, Pope Nicholas V issued Romanus Pontifex. That bull confirmed the earlier grant to Portugal. It named the coast of West Africa directly. It gave Portugal a monopoly over trade and conquest along that coast. This connected the documents to the trade in African people. In 1493, after Columbus, Pope Alexander VI issued Inter Caetera. That bull divided the lands outside Europe between Spain and Portugal. In 1494, the two crowns signed the Treaty of Tordesillas. Together, these documents became known as the Doctrine of Discovery. In 1823, the United States Supreme Court cited that doctrine in Johnson versus McIntosh. Chief Justice John Marshall wrote that opinion. In March 2023, the Vatican formally repudiated the Doctrine of Discovery. The original letters were never destroyed. They are recorded history.
Read the date.
Read the name.
1452, Nicholas V.
Dum Diversas.
Dum Diversas, Romanus Pontifex.
The record exists. The record is real.
Africa names it.
Iran names it.
Iran names it.
The world reads the same archive.
One letter,
one
signature,
one king.
40 years before the first voyage.
This song states documents, not opinions.
Dum Diversas, 1452.
Romanus Pontifex.
1455.
Inter Caetera.
1493.
Tordesillas.
1494.
Johnson versus McIntosh.
1823.
Vatican repudiation.
2023.
Every date is on a public record. Every name is on a public record. The letter legalized slavery. The signature was the Pope's. The year was 1452. 40 years before Columbus sailed. Before any ship crossed to the Americas, A single church letter made human bondage legal. One pope, one signature. The record still exists. Rome wrote it down in 1452.
A pope, a king, a seal command.
Not a rumor, not a tale.
A signed decree by a church's hand. The bull was called Dum Diversas.
Pope Nicholas V approved the text.
Portugal's king held the grant. Conquer, capture, and enslave were next.
40 years
before Columbus,
the page was signed and the order set. Pope Nicholas V governed the Roman Catholic Church. On June 18, 1452, he released Dum Diversas. He addressed King Afonso, the fifth of Portugal by name. The document gave the king authority to invade and to subdue and name Saracens, pagans and unbelievers as the targets. It permitted reducing those people to perpetual slavery. Perpetual means with no release and no end. It also allowed seizing their land, their property, and their goods. This was an official papal bull, not a personal remark. Columbus reached the Americas in 1492. That is 40 years after the letter was signed.
The bull was called Dum Diversas.
Pope Nicholas V approved the text.
Portugal's king held the grant. Conquer, capture, and enslave were next.
40 years
before Columbus,
the page was signed and the order set. Yo, on January 8, 1455, the same pope issued Romanus Pontifex. That bull confirmed Portugal's earlier grant. It named the West African coast and the trade along it. In 1493, Pope Alexander VI issued Inter Caetera. That document split claim lands between Spain and Portugal. These texts together became the Doctrine of Discovery. In 1823, the United States Supreme Court used that doctrine in Johnson versus McIntosh. Chief Justice John Marshall wrote the ruling. In March 2023, the Vatican formally repudiated the doctrine. The original letters were preserved as history.
The date is 1452. The name is Nicholas V. The proof is in the archive. Africa reads it.
Iran reads it.
One letter, one pope, one king. The world holds the same record now.
The letter made slavery lawful. The Pope placed the signature.
40 years before Columbus sailed west.